Welcome to CP Diaries, a regular series where we delve into topics that matter to adults in the cerebral palsy community. Did you know of any other people with cerebral palsy who were becoming parents or who were parents? Did you have anyone
I actually didn't have any contact with anyone who had cerebral palsy. Even my gynecologist wasn't someone who had any expertise. And he was actually very nervous. I think looking back, I realized, I think if he could have said to me, can you go to someone more specialized, he would have, but he realized that that wasn't the right thing to do. So he sort of sucked it up and realized he was going to learn on the job. He didn't want to take any chances and was looking at doing a cesarean delivery regardless. But this other guy said that he didn't see any need to go straight into a Caesar, and let's try for a natural birth and see how we go. And that's what happened in the end. And because I'd had one natural, then there was no reason for the others not to be as well.
I think it's so interesting, just as women with CP, that people are often hesitant in terms of how to approach our reproductive health, and almost like there's a different set of rules. Were you nervous about how it would impact your health, that idea of 9 straight months of carrying like a baby and the extra strain it would put on your legs at all?
I was up in my first pregnancy. There was a bit of a hiccup because I still don't know exactly what it was. I don't know whether it was a bit of sciatic pain or something, but there was stuff going on.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that was the beginning of my mobility starting to I can't really pin whether it was the pregnancy or just coincided when my mobility started declining, because I was just 30 when I had my oldest. So that's often a time where people feel their mobility starts declining.
Yeah, very true.
And I could basically I could get away with pretending it wasn't happening, because then I had a pram to push, so I had something to lean on and to balance on. Mechanically, there are not a lot of things you can do to make the physical part of it easier. Like, for example, for me, a big issue was getting a pram in and out of the car, and I couldn't find a way to make that easier. But one of the things that that you can probably get now here, but it was very new then, was sort of the way cot sides came down, so you didn't have to lift up and in.
Yeah.
Small things like that really make your life a lot easier. I think there are a lot more products on the market now. I think down to the rest of society that, we might as well make things easier for everybody. Like things like, for example, one of the other things that was a sort of quite scary was how to hold the baby in the bath. But now you can get amazing bath chairs for babies.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. There isn't that risk anymore. When my oldest was very little, I was in a disability chat. I can't even explain how it worked.
Sort of like a chat room,
yeah, kind of. I don't know, that the internet's evolved so much since then. It doesn't kind of exist in that sort of same way anymore.
Now everything is like Facebook support groups.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I would say, like, definitely use things like the cpsn Facebook support groups, because that group was it was just nice to have kindred spirits, and they were all mums, not necessarily with CP, just mums with disabilities having kids. I think I may have spoken to my kids more. They came to me occasionally with questions that people at school had asked them. So I don't know whether they actually wanted to know and were deflecting it, or whether it was genuinely, little kids that they were at school with. And I kept it really, really simple. It's just easier not to give them the label, just give them an explanation. Like, my family don't notice my disability, which in a lot of ways is really, really good. But now that I'm getting older and it's, I'm getting more tired and things are taking longer and are harder, it's become very hard for me now to ask for help and because they've grown up thinking I can do everything, they don't think about it. I think the most important thing is to look after yourself. I wish I'd known that earlier, that I'd started looking after myself and maintaining my mobility when I was younger, because I think it's a long uphill climb if you let yourself decline to a point and then have to try and build it back up, which I've done in the last couple of years. I think kids learn very quickly how to adapt to what their parents are capable of doing. The other thing my kids learned really, really early is as soon as they could walk, they didn't nag me to pick them up. They realized that they only got picked up when they needed to be picked up to move or to be changed or whatever, not just to be picked up because they wanted a cuddle. That wasn't.
Yeah.
That they wanted a cuddle or were lazy to walk. It just wasn't an option. I knew that. Yeah. They held my hand and they walked. In terms of having kids, I think it's doable, and your kids are not going to be any worse off for you having a disability. They're really not. If anything, they're going to be more empathetic, outward focused kids that realize that people are different.
Yeah, I think that's such a good point and a really good note to end on. Yeah, because I think that's fantastic. Okay. Thank you so much, Debbie.
Thanks, Nat.
So if you want to share your experience or share your story, please send us a direct message. We'd love to hear your story.